Good morning, YouTube. It is early morning, butt crack of dawn, Johnny O. 3:18. And I've been up for a while. Don't know what it is about the sleeping. I get sleep, but it's broken. Way broken. Anyway, enough of my sleeping habits. The topic for this conversation is foster homes and foster children. Something I'm well versed in, unfortunately. And I've made a couple videos back there that got most of this in there, but I feel it's important to revisit for some reason. Like everything I do, when it comes in, it's got to come out, and that's just how it fucking works. You get what you get with me, right? So, I flunked first grade because of my reading, being dyslexic, so first grade, so I was, I don't know, second or third grade. We were going to the beach, me, mom, my brothers, and some kid from the neighborhood, and the beach was like the only thing that was free, right? As long as we got gas to get there and back, and from where we lived, it wasn't too far. So anyway, we're going to the beach, and mom has a nervous breakdown. She's losing her shit. She's laughing, screaming, crying, all at the same time, and she's got the fucking car floored. She blows through a stop sign and broadsides an old couple in a car. Cops come, haul mom off to the funny farm, and John, James, and Paul off to the foster homes. So that's how it all got started. And when you got 3 kids all at the same time dumped into the system, pretty hard to get a foster home to take 3 kids at once. So immediately we got separated. My 2 brothers got to stay together, and I had to fly solo because I was the oldest, right? So at least they had each other. And they ended up getting placed in a foster home together, and they were with this home for quite a while. So at least they didn't have to bounce around as much as I did. Because for me, most foster homes don't do long-term placement because you get your heart broke. You get a kid for 3, 4, 5 years, and whatever situation, they end up going back home to their biological parents, and the foster parents get their heart broke, right? And it's tough. So most foster homes only want short-term placement, 6 months or less. It's just like a babysitter, and it's about the fucking money for those people. And for some of the long-term people, it's all about the money as well. Not all of them, but some of them. And I'll get into that too. So, needless to say, I lived in, best recollection is 15 different foster homes from the age of 5 to 18. And moved 18 different times. A couple of those foster homes I went to more than once because there was a rapport there. Because for me, the whole thing was mom always tried to get her shit together, and when she was good, we were home, and when she'd have a nervous breakdown, we were back in the fucking foster homes. It's just kind of how it went. So, I got lots of stories when it comes to the different foster homes, and I'll touch on just a couple here. I lived in this one home, and they had this kid, Jeffrey, there before me, and then they got this kid, Michael, after me, and this kid, Michael, was pretty screwed in the head. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with this kid, but he was whacked, for sure. But the mom was a piece of work. She had mental issues herself. She really did. But this kid would piss the bed all the time, and she would flip out because she'd have to wash the sheets, and she'd be hooting and hollering, and he'd be screaming and crying, embarrassed or whatever, right? And I'm just standing there watching because I got to share a room with this fucking kid. And then one morning, foster mom lost her shit. She put this poor kid in the backyard, butt-ass naked. He's crying and screaming, hiding his PPE, and she was like, you ain't coming in. You're not suited to come in the house if you can't stop pissing the bed. You can stand in the yard naked. And, it was horrible. Insult to injury. The kid was already embarrassed and he was pissing the bed because he had issues, right? The foster mom just made it worse. But she was busted. She didn't know what the fuck she was doing. That's just... Same foster home. Another story. When I first moved in there, I was real quiet. And I didn't talk to nobody. I'm still that way. I go to a job site. I don't talk to nobody until I know who the fuck I'm talking to. But anyway... So these foster parents thought something was wrong because I wouldn't talk. So they sent me to a shrink. Shrink was laughing. He said, "Nothing wrong with you. You just don't want to be there." I get it. But this foster home, I didn't know these people, right? And living in the shitty neighborhood, you had to protect yourself. So I wanted a knife. And the only way I could think to get a knife to where it was okay to have a knife was to join the Boy Scouts. So Johnny joined the Boy Scouts just so he could get a fucking little fucking Bowie knife. They let you fucking put it on your belt, little Boy Scout bullshit, but, it was a fucking honey knife. And so at night, "Kimba, will you fucking knock it off? You're pissing me off." "Yeah, you're being a brat. Quit being a brat." She keeps wanting to shove my elbow back and forth and it's driving me fucking nuts. All right, sorry. Anyway, back to the knife, the foster home, and the Boy Scouts. So Johnny gets the Boy Scouts. He gets his fucking knife, and every night, I'd go to bed. I don't have a knife handy, but I would I would sleep with my fucking knife, right? All clamping onto the fucking thing, and then I would shove it under the pillow when I'd start getting sleepy. Just can't make it up. And so, having said all that, I always wanted to be a social worker, right? Because of what I saw, what the social workers would fuck up on, and what the foster parents would fuck up on. I had firsthand knowledge. I was like, man, I'd be the greatest fucking social worker. I even had a fucking social worker that had the nerve to tell me my mom was dead. Because she thought it would be easier on me to accept her death rather than go home and then mom would fuck up and back and forth. And one time I was due to go back home and mom had a nervous breakdown because the pressure got to her as the date got closer for me to come home. So the day I was supposed to move home, the social worker, instead of taking me to my mom, tells me she's dead. The bitch lost her fucking job, I think, because I got a new social worker shortly thereafter, because it got out, right? Because I told the foster parents what she told me, and they were like, "What the fuck?" And so anyway, yeah, you just can't make it up. So my heart goes out to foster kids, right? They're part of my misfit island. Because thanks to fucking Ronald Reagan, when you're a foster kid and you turn 18 years old, you age out, as they say. And if the foster parents about the money, they tell you to get the fuck out and kick rocks as soon as you turn 18 because the money stops. And it happens frequently. And then here's another fucking story for you while I'm in the mood. I worked in a bike shop in Mountain View, California, wrenching on Harleys and such. And this certain piece of shit brought his bike in, and I'm working on it, and he's walked in the back into the shop where he's not supposed to be while I'm working on his bike because he's an asshole and up in my face about, "Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to change that." And as soon as I get my new foster kid and I get that first check, I'll be back for some handlebars and chrome this and chrome that, right? I lost my shit. I walked away. I didn't say nothing to the fucking customer because we had been fighting right there on the fucking spot. I didn't say nothing to him. I walked out of the shop. Dude finally, and I walked out of the shop and got on my bike, my FXR, and I fucking took off. I didn't say nothing to the boss. And he was kind of tripping because it wasn't break time or nothing. Sorry, I get worked up. So by the time I got back, this fucking piece of shit was gone. And the boss says, what the fuck was that all about? And I told him, I said, hey man, I was a foster kid, and this fucking piece of shit's gonna tell me how when he gets his fucking first foster check money, he's gonna fuck it off on his bike. I said, fuck that piece of shit. I go, I ain't working on his bike. I said, you want to work on it? You fucking work on it. And he says, hey, you got a fucking job to do. Do your job or you can leave. I said, well, fuck you. I'm gone. And I quit. So anyway, subject I'm very passionate about. And for whatever reason, felt the need to touch on it this morning. Sorry. Like I said, it gets me a little worked up. Brings back a lot of memories. Anyway. So yeah, little early morning foster child story. Not exactly breakfast material, but like I said with me, you get what you get. And, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly. On Kimba. All right, I love you guys. Have a great day. And we'll talk soon. Peace.